As you may know, 59 U.S. troops were killed in Afghanistan in June, tying the record for most U.S. troop deaths in 1 month there. Our Martha Raddatz, who has been there so often, spent time with the general at the center of that loss and the struggle for success.
Major General John Campbell is back in Afghanistan for the second time. He served in Iraq for 2 years as well, when the violence was at its worst. But he may not be the only one in his family who will be in the fight.
My son is at Fort Benning right now, going through basic training. You know, he was at Texas Tech for about 2.5 years, and he kept telling me, "Dad, I want to serve." What do you tell your son when he says, "I want to serve"?
Campbell has been in Afghanistan only 5 weeks, commanding all of eastern Afghanistan and parts of Kandahar. He has already lost 28 of his soldiers. One of Campbell's soldiers is memorialized this day, 20-year-old Matthew Hennigan, 11 years old when this war began, killed on the final day of June, his death making it the deadliest month here in 9 years of fighting.
Let us celebrate his life.
There is a required sameness to these memorials: the boots, the dog tags, the photograph of a smiling young soldier. But there is not a soul in this room for whom this death is not personal. I want to know what you said to the picture when you went up there.
Told him I'm going to miss him, and going out will never be the same.
For General Campbell, this is one of the few memorials he has been able to attend. During his many years in Iraq, he could go to them all. But the distances in Afghanistan are just too vast.
How do you look at the photo of that kid?
I look at it because I don't want to ever forget.
Campbell has 30,000 troops serving under him, so there is no more time for grief today. We move to another one of the more than 150 combat outposts under Campbell's control.
Is it slower and harder than you imagined?
It's a much more complex problem set than I faced in Baghdad. Here, we're dealing with a lot of different things. We're putting our soldiers, our formations down at the district level, where we're trying to bring in the governance piece. There's zero there now. In Iraq, they had some of that already in place there.
Later in the day, Campbell takes us to a village where villagers have finally begun to trust the soldiers, making for clear progress here.
I'm proud of all these guys, but our country is just so very fortunate that we have great men and women that want to continue to do this. If they don't do it, who's going to do it?
There is no guarantee that the progress will hold, but for this general who has seen the ups and downs of war so many times, it is encouragement enough for now. Martha Raddatz, ABC News, Paktika Province, Afghanistan.